fight for all that we have lost. I'll go into this crazy war. This is not a love song. It's a war cry. War cry is a song about going into battle and not feeling like it. At first, at least. But then you realize there's something much bigger than you worth fighting for, and so you take up your courage, you take up whatever weapons you need, and then you go out there and you do it. That's what war cry is about. Yeah. Being peaceful is easy on a peaceful island, but it's not so easy sometimes when you are, in the city, you're being bombarded with all this information, with all these people who want something from you. Everybody wants your precious attention. That's setting the scene. I was in Berlin. I was back in Berlin. I was living with my parents, and there's this saying spend a weekend with your parents and see how enlightened you really are. So I was there in my bedroom after all the crazy things that happened, and I tried to explain them, and I did, but it doesn't mean that everybody understands. Right? So I was back in Berlin, and I was just on a mission to record my album. And I remember sitting there in the exact place where I had packed my bags almost 3 years before that, when I left to the Canaries. But so I was back there, looking out of the window, and there was just so really there was really a storm coming, and the clouds were looming over, and I was just in the mood of thinking sometimes when you ask yourself how will it all work out? I had no clue. I was just thinking okay, so I'm here now, what do I do now? I have this album that I want to finish, and now I need a producer, and so basically what can I do, Shall I be here longer, or shall I get a job? Shall I get an apartment? By this time I was already, thank God, I was learning more about Eastern philosophies like Buddhism, Hinduism, so there's one sacred text which I picked up in London, and that's the Bhagavad Gita. It's one of the holiest texts in India, and I was so surprised. I picked it up, and it reads like a story, and the story is about this hero being on the battlefield, and he doesn't want to fight. Oh my goodness, really, I was amazed, and he has several reasons why he doesn't want to fight. I don't know if that makes him a hero. So it's the onset of war, and eventually he will have to fight. That's why he's a hero. The Bhagavad Gita is a motivational book, and I just found myself enamored with the story. I thought, this is so cool, this is such an original setting, Okay, maybe I'm not in the exact situation, I'm not going into war or whatever, but I can still today, I can just relate to the story so much. Hey, I'm also in some kind of battle, fight for what I love, and although I have support, it's not the whole world is against me. I have support from my family, crowdfunders, friends, but still it's not so easy. Really, it's the everyday battlefield almost, and the fight you're fighting inside yourself also, and you have to put on your armor, and you have to put on your war paint, and I don't know if that's more sophisticated or less sophisticated, but that's really how I felt. It's still how I feel too, So eventually I met a producer in Berlin. War cry, the music comes from his musical genius, and I was just singing along, clapping along, and that's how war cry was born. Yeah, out of that intense feeling, Yeah, so the music video was shot in Boston and Cambridge with a friend of mine, Pat. He's a great filmmaker, and he just brought me to all these different locations, for example the falling scene there, and it actually did hurt, and there were actually people coming to me, they're can we help you? And I'm yeah, but no, because we're filming. And then we went to other places around town, and I'm really happy how it turned out. War Cry is my first official music video. Well, we could have gone to Boston Harbor, which is a really deep historical location as well. But yeah, I met just lots of great people there in the States, I met the bass player of 108, he lent me his guitar. I saw Cooler Shaker play live in the Brighton Music Hall, which was so cool, so unexpected. And there is also a very amazing group called the Wicked Hanging Chads.
The name's Sri Hadi.
Well, now they're called the Indelibles. The time with them I spent was really unforgettable. Yeah, it really made an impact on me. So that's the Indelibles. Hi guys from Berlin. Through them, I met my dear friend Carlos Pino, who at this point was like a bass player studying at the New England Conservatory. And so we were also working on like some songs of mine, and we even played a gig in a coffee shop. I remember this, and it was really wonderful. Yeah, it was just so cool to meet all of these people, and in a way just see like their own like battlefields also, like that's how it is, right? And to really see their determination despite all the struggles, you know, and just them like pursuing what they really love. It's the music, you know, and so that gave me like a huge amount of hope and just inspiration, and just to learn from them, you know, to see what's really worth fighting for, you know, and then just keep fighting. Yeah, that's war cry. That's war cry. Yeah.
The world seems to be more beautiful. Why is it that with you? I understand now what I came to do.